Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please recognize Representative Pay to introduce the Veteran of the Week.
Representative Pay, you're recognized to introduce our Veteran of the Week.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon, members. It is my honor to introduce retired Sergeant First Class Michael Garcia. He was born in Manhattan, New York on April 25th, 1962. So he's about to turn 63, but he likes to say that to be young in spirit, to switch the numbers to, so he's 36 years old coming up. He's joined here by his son, Josh Garcia, Lieutenant Colonel Pedro Martinez, Corporal Janet Martinez, and family friend Hiram Paoli. In October 1980, he entered the U.S. Army and attended basic training at Fort Benning as an infantryman 11 Bravo. Over the course of his career, he was assigned to 7 different duty stations, including Hawaii and Germany. At Fort Carson, as a junior non-commissioned officer, he participated and competed in the 1988 Olympic trials for the boxing team. His 5th duty station was Fort Sill, as an instructor for the Basic Training Center and Artillery Training Center. In the final years of his service, he engaged in tactical simulations of medical evacuations and combat fundamental tasks during the National Mobilization for Iraqi Freedom, Noble Eagle, Enduring Freedom, and the Global War on Terrorism. He retired on May 1st, 2007 from Fort Sill after 26 years of service. He resides in Lawton with his wife, Pathana, and they've been married for 31 years. He continues to support our troops every Veterans Day and at various veterans events in the community. He enjoys his family, friends, and his son Josh's dogs, Skipper and Bandit. And most of all, he enjoys attending church and serving his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Members, please welcome Mike Garcia to the People's House.
Clerk will read the citation.
Whereas retired Sergeant First Class Michael Garcia was born in Manhattan, New York on April 25, 1962, and began his distinguished military career in October 1980, where he entered the United States Army and completed basic training at Fort Benning, Georgia as an infantryman, 11B. And whereas over the course of his 26 years of service, Sergeant First Class Garcia was stationed at 7 different duty posts, including Hawaii, Germany, and Fort Carson, Colorado, where he served as a junior non-commissioned officer and proudly competed in the 1988 Olympic trials for the U.S. Army boxing team. And whereas at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, his 5th duty station, he served as an instructor for both the Basic Training Center and the Artillery Training Center, playing a vital role in shaping future soldiers. And whereas in the final years of his military career, Sergeant First Class Garcia contributed significantly to tactical simulations involving medical evacuations and combat fundamental tasks, actively participating in national mobilization efforts in support of Iraqi freedom, Noble Eagle, Enduring Freedom, and the global war on terrorism. And whereas Sergeant First Class Garcia honorably retired from active duty on May 1st, 2007 from Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and has since continued his service to the community by supporting Veterans Day and other veterans events in Lawton, Oklahoma, where he resides with his wife of 31 years, Vaheva, and whereas he is a devoted family man who treasures time with his family and friends, especially enjoying the company of his son Joshua's dogs, Skipper and Bandit, and remains steadfast in his faith, actively attending church and serving his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And whereas the state of Oklahoma holds its veterans in highest esteem and appreciates the sacrifices and contributions they have made to preserve the freedoms and way of life we hold dear. And whereas the Oklahoma House of Representatives, on behalf of the state of Oklahoma, takes immense pride in recognizing and celebrating the exemplary service, patriotism, and continued community engagement of retired Sergeant First Class Michael Garcia as Veteran of the Week. Now, therefore, pursuant to the motion of Representative Daniel Pay, the Oklahoma Legislature extends to Michael Garcia best wishes and directs that this citation be presented.